Okay. So I was telling you people that yesterday we studied that many cells, they are adapted for diffusion, right? And so they have increased surface area in some way. For example, in case of root hair cells, they have increased surface area to absorb water and minerals from the soil. So let's consider this is an example or image of root hair cells in the plants. So here you can see this is a root hair, right? So here we have the water molecules. These are the blue ones are the water molecules. So could you see, and this is soil and this is root, right? So you could see that these root hair cells, they have a large surface area. They have that large surface area for what? For absorption of more and more water molecules, right? Is that clear, all of you? Okay, let's have a look at this. Now the other example was of so this is an example of intestinal epithelial cell in animals. Right, student? So this is lumen. These are the walls of intestines. And you can see now this area. So what is it? It is highly folded cell membrane. This is the nucleus. Here we have the mitochondria as well. So what do we have here? Here we have the small digested food molecules, right? Here we have the digested food molecules. Right? So you can see that this highly folded cell membrane is helping you in what? Yes, anyone of you can give me the answer?
Ma'am, of what?
Yes, Mipsam, what are you saying?
Ma'am, what do I have to give the answer of?
You have to give me the answer that how this intestinal epithelial cell is adapted to its function.
Ma'am, large surface area
Got large surface area.
due to which, ma'am, due to which
Yes.
the diffusion of food particles happens quicker.
Hmm. So actually, these folds, right? The folds that are villi or and microvilli. They are creating a much larger surface area. Surface area for what? For absorption of more
The,
nutrients from the lumen. And due to that much larger surface area is for more nutrients to be absorbed faster and more efficiently in the blood. Is that clear, everyone? I hope that's clear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, that was one point, right? So we have just studied one factor that influenced diffusion, that was surface area to volume ratio. Now we have to understand what is distance, the other factor, that is distance. Okay, in distance, we say the shorter the distance, molecules have to travel, the faster diffusion will occur. Is that clear? The shorter the distance the molecules they have to travel, the faster will be the diffusion. And you can say in case of cell membranes, let's suppose you can say the thicker the wall, the slower will be the rate of diffusion, right? Because in that case, the particles they have to travel more, right? They have to travel more distance in order to pass from one side to the other. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about others? Can you hear me, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we can have an example of this as well. Could you people give me such a kind of example?
Of,
Yes.
ma'am,
Example
what is the,
example of this distance.
ma'am, alveoli, the
Very
oxygen and carbon.
yes, very good. You know that the blood capillaries and alveoli, they have the walls that are only one cell thick, right? They have walls that are only one cell thick. Why are they one cell thick? To ensure the rate of diffusion across them is as fast as possible, right? Because this is the system, or in this process, you know that carbon dioxide has to get into your alveoli and oxygen has to get into your bloodstream, right? So it must be as fast as possible in order to help you in breathing normal, in for normal breathing rate. Then comes temperature.
Ma'am, if temperature is greater, then the rate of diffusion will be greater because of greater kinetic energy and greater
God,
particle collision.
God. The third factor is that temperature. The the higher the temperature, Numan, are you getting this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The higher the temperature, the faster molecules move, right? Why do they move fastly? That is because of the kinetic energy that they possess. Students, what are kinetic energy?
Constant random motion of particle.
Okay, is that Numan?
Yes.
Okay, good, Numan.
Ma'am, ma'am,
Yes,
the energy that anything possesses or a particle possesses, which is used up in their movement.
good. So we can say that it is the energy, it is the energy an object has because of its motion. Am I correct? Yes, student, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So as the molecule is going to have a higher kinetic energy, that means uh, higher kinetic energy. Higher kinetic energy means what? That there will be more collisions, right? More collisions, that is against the cell membrane, right? And that is why there will be a faster rate of movement across them. Is that clear? And the last one is concentration gradient. The last factor is the concentration gradient. Okay. So the greater, we can say the greater the difference in concentration on either side of the membrane, the faster movement across it will occur, right? That is because, suppose let's take an example of, suppose let's take an example over here, that here at this side I have more particles, right? And here I have less number of molecules, right? So as this side has, it has higher concentration. So due to higher concentration, it has more collisions, right, students? It has
And it is
more
more
number of more collisions. You can say it has more random collisions against the membrane, right? I made just two boxes to tell you about the comparison, to show you the comparison between higher concentration and lower concentration area. For example, this is a top low concentration. So it has less frequent collisions. Okay, could you give me any example of concentration gradient
and what is
in any example in case of concentration gradient? How concentration gradient affects diffusion?
and for example in the root hair cells if there is very little water inside of them and there is a large amount of water outside the root hair cells, the since the gradient is larger, the diffusion or the rate of diffusion will be faster.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So now we have to move towards our next topic, that is water. Okay, students, are you solving the worksheets or not? Yes, students. On Fahad, Websam, are you working on the
Yes,
worksheets or not?
yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. So have you done them or not? They're still left.
No, ma'am, still left by
Okay.
tomorrow.
So tell me in the group when you are done, then I'll have to send off the next topic, right? What about Fahad?
Still some left, ma'am.
Okay, Fahad, work on them, please. What about Numan? Have you seen them or not?
Yes, ma'am, I have seen them and I am currently working on them.
Okay. Okay. Okay, before beginning with osmosis, we have to see water as a solvent, right? We know that this water, we know water is important for all living organisms, right? Why? Because we can say that many substances are able to dissolve in it, right? And as many substances are able to dissolve in it, so we can say this water as a solvent, right? And due to this property, this water is incredibly useful and essential for all life on Earth. So if I ask you that, when is this water, or let me tell you that this water is important as a solvent in the waste. So first we can have a look at the dissolved substances, right? We know that the substances that are dissolved in solvent, they can be easily transported around organisms, right? Dissolved substances, they can be easily transported from one part to another part in the organisms. And could you give me some examples of it?
What type of dissolved substances? Right.
In case of xylem and phloem of plants,
Sucrose,
yes. So, if Sam, are you saying anything? Please say it again.
ma'am, sucrose may be
Yes. We can take an example of xylem and phloem in case of plants, and in case of animals or humans, we can take an example of dissolved food molecule in the blood, right? And also you can say in case of green plant, what happens that um, the water combines with CO2 to form glucose. That's the food for plants, right? Obviously, it uses sunlight as well. Is that clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we know that the digested food material, food molecules, they are in the digested food molecules that are in the lumens of the intestine. They need to be moved to cells all over the all over the body, right? And for that needs water as a solvent. Is that clear? Then we have some toxic substances. The toxic substances that are inside the body, such as urea
Carbon, ammonia, carbon dioxide.
and other substances, yes, and substances that are,
Ma'am, ammonia.
yes, yes, Fahad, you're right. Or maybe mepsam. Okay, the substances that are in excess of requirement, those substances could be salt, salts, right? And are they can dissolve in water and makes it easy to remove from the body in the form of urine, right? We also know that the water is also an important part of cytoplasm. It is also present in cytoplasm. And where in cytoplasm, it plays a role, important role in ensuring metabolic reactions can happen as necessary in the cell, right? Okay. Is there any other rules there that come through your mind? One is that you know that blood, right? It
Yes,
is made up of blood is made up of cells and
plasma.
liquid. Yes, that liquid is basically called as plasma, right? And that plasma is actually 92% water. And that is a way of transporting many substances. Okay, children, are you clear about this topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I hope everyone is clear. Immediately after this class, I'll send you the notes of diffusion as well in this one app, right?